Kick off with J. Kick off with J. Welcome to another episode of Kick off with J.
The transfers were enormous, and welcome to Kick Off with Jay. He's doing football analysis the way you love it, and as we promised and as you always know, we're here to talk about anything football. Please, before we proceed, do like and subscribe our videos. Very much important for the growth of this channel, and you always know I don't do this alone. I do it with amazing football fans, and with me here is Muhammad. Muhammad, welcome to the show. It's another amazing moment to talk about the transfers that happened right there in January, and I'm sure you enjoyed that one.
Yes, I enjoyed the transfer windows. Manchester United doing what they should do to fix the Christian Eriksen issue. And there's another club in London that are signing players to please difference. We'll talk about that.
We'll really talk about that. And right there, just as you said, there were a lot of spendings, and there was one team right there that did most of the spendings. I think the Premier League had over 700 million dues. I think Premier League football clubs were very, very much active in the transfer window right there. Over other clubs, but they were exciting deals. And which one will you pick, Mohammed, as maybe one of the best deal that you think happened in this January transfer?
Well, personally, there are a lot of deals, and of course, as a United fan, I would pick the SABITZER deal. To me, as a United fan, because he actually fits into what Manchester United are playing, and it's a direct replacement for Christian Eriksen, who was injured in the last match against Reading. So the excitement is the quality that Sabitzer has. He has more physical presence. He's a good passer of the ball. His long balls are phenomenal, and he can hit the ball better. So I think it gives us more steals. So I think United will be a very, very difficult team to face, because when we were using Eriksen, there were some myths that we were lightweight in the midfield. But bringing another physical specimen in Sabitzer, I think is a good deal for Manchester United.
It's a good deal, but I still struggle. I find Manchester United not replacing or not having depth for some key players right there to replace some key players when they go off injured. I think this Eriksen has stalled for a long time. I think it was coming if they didn't plan for when injury might hit one of the Bruno Fernandes or the Eriksen, giving their importance in the midfield and given how Manchester United have been doing well across all competitions. They will actually need some bodies that can maybe not like for like, but that can come in and deliver what you want right there as the manager. But I see the Sabitzer deal as a Saul-like and a Zakaria-like kind of team. But let's see how that goes for Manchester United.
And I think the likes of Saul and Zakaria I think when they came to Chelsea, they were finished players. I think Sabitzer still has a lot.
But Sabitzer does not start for Bayern Munich.
You cannot start for Bayern Munich that has Kimmich and Goretzka, who have been established in the team. There's no way they are going to start. And the issue with Manchester United is the club is about being sold. And even if you play Football Manager, and when your club is even about to be sold, they place an embargo on transfers. So the issue is the club is about to be sold, so they cannot go and pursue long-term targets. Just like what you said off the show, where you said Erik ten Hag has had time to analyze Manchester United and the squad, and same Erik ten Hag has said that he has analyzed the players and the positions he wants for Manchester United during the most important part of the transfer window, which is the summer, which is the most important. So I think Manchester United will do very well in the summer transfer window when the Glazers finally sell the club.
Okay, let's see how Sabitzer fits in. For me, it is 4 out of 10 kind of deal. I see it as a panic kind of thing.
You don't have to rate it.
No, I can't rate it. But from okay, moving on. I'll talk about my own transfer, and I think it's a club that did a lot of activity in the January transfer window. You don't spend 650 million, especially in a short term like in the January transfer window, like I said earlier. And Chelsea have gone to big targets in the transfer window. It was for me, I think it was an amazing one because they faced a lot of competition. You're looking at Manchester City letting go of likes of Cancelo, letting go of Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. They will be looking to bolster their squad in summer. Same with the club side, jogging club side, which is Liverpool. They'll be looking at a lot of targets, especially in the midfield and also maybe in the attack, to bolster their squad right there next summer. And also with Arsenal and Manchester United, which will create enough competition for Chelsea. We saw how they struggled and dragged a lot of players, went into a joust with Barcelona for players right there last summer. I think the owners are pretty doing what they need to do right there. With this moment, there's lack of cohesiveness in their squad, and they are not even picking points away at all.
Well, I do not have much to say about the Chelsea transfer, but naturally I expect it's usual, it's normal for fans to get excited when you sign players, even if the player is coming from the championship. As fans, we go to YouTube, we go to Google, we search anything or any information we can get about the player to find something exciting. And especially when you sign a big name signing, I think there's a whole lot of excitement and fun. I think that's why Chelsea fans are making a whole lot of noise. But it's not about signing players. I've always said it's not about signing players. I personally, not only me personally, and thousands of Chelsea fans do not still believe that Graham Potter is the right man to take these players to the next step, because he's wanting to sign players, he's wanting to integrate them, he's wanting to develop players, he's wanting to build a team. So it's not the main issue, and to whom much is given, much is expected. The pressure just times 10, it tripled on Graham Potter now. So it's up to him to find the right kind of environment and combination for those players that are going to come in. And likewise for the team, I do not believe a team will change by signing 7 or 8 players. The coming players in the team will also have a lot to add to the team, allow the new players to settle in and the likes of all. So I think it is now time. The fun is over. It's time for the hard work. It's time for the bands, because you cannot sign players and not win every single football.
But let's talk about the big deal that happened right there late in the window. Enzo Fernandez. I remember you talking about Enzo Fernandez in one of our shows, thinking maybe he will come to Manchester United. You know what a fantastic player he is, young player of the year right there at the FIFA World Cup, and a mainstay in the Benfica's midfield. And Chelsea view him as one of the tools, or one of the players that could just unlock this difficult season for them.
Well, Enzo Fernandez is a fantastic player. I'm a kind of fan that when I see a good player in my rival team, I admire and I adore. So it's fine to adore and admire players, but the most important thing I would say is the right environment for the players to thrive. If there is no good environment, a good player looks like a bad player, and in a good environment, an average player looks like a fantastic player. Look at Man City, for example. I don't believe John Stones is a world-class defender. If John Stones is in a club like West Ham and some other kind of clubs, he will get exposed. So the most important thing still boils down to Potter. He needs to create an environment for these players to thrive in. Sorry to go back to Erik ten Hag and his Ajax players, the likes of Frankie de Jong, David, Tony van de Beek, David Neres. They thrived in that particular Erik ten Hag system, but when they moved out of that particular system, they kind of struggled. Frankie de Jong had the struggles in FC Barcelona as well. Does not mean they are bad players. So I think players like to thrive, players perform in when the environment is good. So it's up to Potter, like I said. It's Potter's job now.
Yes, to go to Arsenal was a big surprise.
I think your go to Arsenal is like a masterpiece from Arteta. People, Chelsea fans do not know what they have until, of course, they lose him. I think, like I said, Jorginho is coming to a very good team. He's not coming to a dysfunctional team. Arsenal have a very, very good structure. People who feel Jorginho will not perform in Arsenal, well, we're surprised about that. It's going to complement them, and it's going to do very well in Arsenal. It's a masterpiece signing for Arteta.
You all know Jorginho, a very, very smart midfielder right there.
Yeah, there was an interview in which Cucurella was interviewed yesterday, and he was asked who is the smartest player in Chelsea, and he said Jorginho, and he was told that Jorginho has left the club, and he said Jorginho nobody. So I think he's one of those underrated players that's going to do well in Arsenal.
I think for Jorginho is a question of a short fix for Arteta's side. Since they couldn't get the likes of Casado or Partey, which were their first choice target. A short fix. The deal says a lot. A year deal, Muhammad. What do you think about the fate of the Premier League post the January transfer window?
Well, exciting time for Premier League fans, and we can't wait for the football to come to be here to cover it.
Arsenal still remain on top of the league with the additions like Trossard and Jorginho. Chelsea fighting for their lives, and the likes
You should
of
not call
Liverpool.
Chelsea second. You are not second. You should call yourself.
I was just making it a case of person on the positive side and
You are always on the negative side.
no. I'm just trying to make it on the two faces. But let's do like this. You want us to go on the Manchester United, okay? Manchester United too. I'm also looking to make the top four. What are you looking to do? So I'm also looking to make top four, and Chelsea will look to strengthen their position.
Damage control.
Yes, on the Premier League table. But till then, we see you. Goodbye.